I don't feel good. No more. That hurts. Can you hear me now?
Hey, bro, get out of the building. Kids do not milk that cow. I'm just joking. Get away from it.
Oh, that was another burn. Ooh, that was a good one, too. Thanks.
For those of you that are not familiar with farm animals, don't bend over around the goat. Biblical in half. And that was
wait. Back up and say, what's it called?
Ambiblical cord. Am I saying it wrong?
You hillbilly.
I don't know what I didn't chew it in half.
Oh, yeah, that's where he's from down here in the country.
Would you like to?
It tastes like beef jerky.
Would you like to? Yeah, he's the one that eats the placenta.
Well, how do you say it? What's it called?
Well, go ahead. Let's hear you say it.
Ambiblical cord.
All right, well, welcome, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday Night with Robin here and Chris here on GHTR. We're going to get right into it, and before Chris, he's going to set up with the guest we got coming in. We're going to get right here, and we're going to get this music going right away. We'll be back in a minute.
Baby, you a song, you make me want to roll my windows down and cruise. Right out of the South Georgia water. Thought, oh good Lord, she had them long tan legs, couldn't help myself, so I walked up and said, well baby, you a song, you make me wanna roll my windows down and cruise down a back road, blowing stop signs through the middle of every little farm town with you in this brand new Chevy with a lift kit. Would look a hell of a lot better with you up in it. So baby, you a song, you make me wanna roll my windows down and cruise. Yeah, she was sipping on Southern and singing Marshall Tucker. We were falling in love in the sweetheart of summer. She hopped right up into the cab of my truck and said, fire it up, let's go get this thing stuck. Baby, you a song, you make me wanna roll my windows down and cruise down a back road, blowing stop signs through the middle of every little farm town with you in this brand new Chevy with a lift kit. Would look a hell of a lot better with you up in it. So baby, you a song, you make me wanna roll my windows down and cruise. When that summer sun fell to its knees, I looked at her and she looked at me, and I turned on those KC lights and drove all night, 'cause it felt so right. Her and I, man, we felt so right. I put it in park and grabbed my guitar and strummed a couple chords and sang from the heart. Girl, you sure got the beat in my chest bumping. Hell, I can't get you out of my head. Baby, you a song, you make me wanna roll my windows down and cruise down a back road, blowing stop signs through the middle of every little farm town with you. Well, baby, you a song, you make me wanna roll my windows down and cruise down a back road, blowing stop signs through the middle of every little farm town with you in this brand new Chevy with a lift kit. Look a hell of a lot better with you up in it. Come on, baby, you a song, you make me wanna roll my windows down and cruise. Come on, girl, get those windows down and cruise. Oh, yeah.
I'd love to know just what you're thinking. Every little river running through your mind. take. You come and you go. You leave me here wondering if I'll ever know how much you care or how much you don't. Whatever you need, whatever you want. If you're gonna be somebody's heartbreak, if you're gonna be somebody's mistake, if you're gonna be somebody's first time, somebody's last time, baby, be mine. If you're looking to be somebody's just friends, a little laugh, a little love, and never call it again, that's just fine. If you're gonna be somebody's heartbreak, be mine. Oh, be mine. Well, I guess that all I'm trying to tell you is a minute with you is better than two without. Oh, I won't be a fool, but I can't play it cool, so I'm playing it safe and I'm breaking the rules. I'm wishing I had what I know that you got. So if you're coming my way, then please don't stop. If you're gonna be somebody's heartbreak, if you're gonna be somebody's mistake, if you're gonna be somebody's first time, somebody's last time, baby, be mine. If you're looking to be somebody's just friends, a little laugh, a little love, and never call it again, that's just fine. If you're gonna be somebody's heartbreak, be mine. Oh, if you're gonna be somebody's heartbreak, or somebody's mistake, somebody's first time or their last time, baby, be mine. If you're looking to be somebody's just friends, a little laugh, a little love, and never call it again, that's just fine. If you're gonna be somebody's heartbreak, be mine. If you're gonna be somebody's heartbreak, be mine. If you're gonna be somebody's I'll take my chances. If you're gonna be someone's heartbreak, if you're gonna be someone's mistake, somebody's first time, somebody's last time, be mine. Oh, be mine. Be mine. Baby, 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 be mine, oh mine. If you're gonna break someone's heart, yeah, it might as well be
If you ain't got 2 kids by 21, you're probably gonna die alone. At least that's what tradition told you. And it don't matter if you don't believe. Come Sunday morning, you best be there in the front row like you're supposed to. Same hurt in every heart, same trailer, different park. Mama's hooked on Mary Kay, brother's hooked on Mary Jane, and daddy's hooked on Mary 2 doors down. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, we get bored so we get married, and just like dust we settle in this town. On this broken merry-go-round, round and round we go. Where it stops nobody knows, and it ain't slowing down, this merry-go-round. We think the first time's good enough, so we hold on to high school love. Say we won't end up like our we're always cashing to buy a little more distraction. Mama's hooked on Mary Kay, brother's hooked on Mary Jane, and daddy's hooked on Mary 2 doors down. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, we get bored so we get married, and just like dust we settle in this town. On this broken merry-go-round and round and round we go. Where we stop nobody knows, and it ain't slowing down, this merry-go-round. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, we're so bored until we're buried, and just like dust we settle in this town. On this broken merry-go-round, merry-go-round. Jack and Jill went up the hill, Jack burned out on booze and pills, and Mary had a little lamb. Mary just don't give a damn no more.
very first day the Lord sat down and saw fit to say, let there be light, so he could tell the daytime from the night. And then he spoke again, we felt the wind come rolling in, smelled the rain, it soaked everything. And then the mountains rose up across the great plains, and all the angels up in heaven started singing, all it's missing is a pretty thing. Let there be cowgirls for every cowboy, and make them strong as any man. Lordy, something you can't tame, she's a Mustang, the heartbeat of the heartland. She's got a draw, y'all, yeah, she's the salt of the earth that rocks my world. Let there be cowgirls, come on. He met me back in 68. The first time I met her I was nearly 8 and she was 10. Her name was Little Kaylin. She was born to a farmer who was friends with my father. I was in love with a sharecropper's only daughter. Thought I was in, he made me think again. But when I turned 16, I thought it couldn't get worse. I saw her riding on a horse and fell in love so bad it hurt. Let there be cowgirls for every cowboy, and make them strong as any man. Lordy, something you can't tame, she's a Mustang, the heartbeat of the heartland. She's got a draw, y'all, yeah, she's the salt of the earth that rocks my world. Let there be cowgirls. Come on. Let there be cowgirls. Let there be cowgirls. Let there be cowgirls for every cowboy, and make them strong
welcome everybody. We are back here on the air late night with Rob and Chris here on GHTR, the nation's podcast radio, out here in Grand Haven, Michigan, where we just actually had an earthquake that just
You
came
did?
through. Yeah. I was sitting at my desk and I go, is my hand shaking that bad?
I don't think it was an earthquake, Rob. I think it was our music rocking the place up there.
Yeah, I hope so. Man, oh man, I was like, holy shucks, man. I was like, oh my God. You know, it's like, wow. I was like, looking at my hands, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not shaking that much, am I?
Did y'all ever get them up there, or is it rare to have one up there?
We do get them very so often, but nothing really big. But that
It's only when we have our shows?
probably. Yeah.
Wow. Well, we've got everything set up in here. We've got the artist. His name is Kevin Zay. He's here with us now live. Say hi, Kevin.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Pretty good. How you doing, guy?
Doing good.
Well, where the hell are you?
In
Hernshaw, West Virginia. He drove up here from Huntington, West Virginia. It's a good, an hour drive at least?
About an hour, yeah.
About an hour.
Yeah, you're definitely a West Virginian.
Oh, I got out there with my laser so you could find the laser beam to get in here.
Turn off the paved road, go over the little wooden bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go over the moat, did you?
It is my moat. I've got a creek on the side of my house and a creek in front of my house.
You know,
and I got 8 guard chickens out there guarding my house.
They're talking about that water spill, that contaminated water is why they would have a chemical plant upstream from frickin'
You know, I wondered about that. 300,000 people without water. I think it's like 9 counties. And then the governor had a posting on there today to run your hot water for 15 minutes and your cold water for 5 minutes, and you'll be good to go. I ran mine for an hour each. You know, of course, I used my hot water up in no time, and I have a really large hot water tank. And it still smells like licorice, kind of like a candy smell.
Right.
And so I had to take a shower today. I took a shower, washed my hair, thinking it would be good to go. I got this migraine headache from it, and all of a sudden I'm growing 6 toes on each foot now.
No, there you go. Now you're going to need wider shoes.
That's not normal, is it?
Yeah, it's normal for you. I mean, seriously, it's got to be normal for you. I mean, anything that happens down in West Virginia, I mean...
Hey.
I'm sorry.
It's all relative.
Yeah, but I have friends that are in Cincinnati, and they were like, oh, it'd be too diluted time it got to us. It's like, I doubt that because... You know, if they could find Valiums and what do you call those bars, Xanax bars?
Yeah.
They find all that prescription in the well water. You know, what are they going to find when you spill thousands of gallons in a river?
Yeah.
And if you look at my Facebook site, I posted an aerial view of what it looks like coming out of the Elk River as it went into Kanawha River.
Yeah.
Oh, it's ugly. Look, you could probably see it from space. There's this massive, nasty spillage going into the Kanawha River, which goes into the Ohio, into the Mississippi. And they're now finding their water in Cincinnati area is contaminated. Yeah, it's going to be contaminated all the way down the Gulf of Mexico.
Ooh, somebody's going to be paying the bill on that one.
Well, try to imagine. Our neighbors up here heard that it will ruin your hot water tank because once you get the stuff... have you ever opened a can of, like, Viennese sausages? You got that little see-through gel?
No, we don't ever do that.
Well, some people don't eat that stuff. I don't.
I don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
Well, it's like a clear jelly. And
what's it
Nikki
called
Cole,
again?
Remember Nikki Cole, my cousin that plays music?
Wait. What'd you call... What do we open up?
Viennese weenies or something. I don't know what they're called. Vienna sausages.
Oh, my God, you are...
They look like a little umbilical cord thing.
There you go.
But anyways, that gel that's in that can, Nikki posted a photo on her Facebook wall a while back where she ran water in her bathtub and it let this gel in the bottom of her tub.
Yeah.
You know, and scientists had found out that the movie Wrong Turn, that was people that actually took a bath in the river that had the same chemical in it.
There you go.
Did that to them.
Right,
it makes you want to have sex with your cousin.
No.
Maybe that's not true. I don't know.
If I don't sound too talkative tonight, people, it's because I've got a hell of a cold, and I probably don't even sound the same. I was actually, before we went on the air, I was actually trying to jam out on the guitar there and trying to get myself psyched up, but I think I over-psyched myself. I was like, man, having a rough day today. So,
well, I hope you feel better. I mean, I looked on the internet, and all over Canada and South Dakota, North Dakota, your area, there is some type of virus that's coming back out around, making a serious impact. and the doctors are expecting this to have a lot of lives lost because it's such a powerful virus.
Well, then I'm dead. So, no, I mean the thing about it is it's just like a cold. I hate colds. I hate colds with a passion, man. It's just like.
Well, they have a cure for it. There is a cure for it.
What? Not to catch it?
Well, that's yes. How'd you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, the cure for it is listen to Late Night with Rob and Chris tonight.
Yeah.
That's the only way you're going to get rid of it.
You want to tweet us? You can tweet us at GH Talk Radio. You can go to our website, www.ghtalkradio.com. If you want to email us, you can email us from there, or you can email Chris personally. Go to chris@chrisallen.com. Email him. Let's give a shout-out to our sponsor, surfgrandhaven.com, Anthony's Kicked Up Catering, Tony Bones, TJ's Lawn Service, and, of course, Pulsar Plugs. Something big happening tomorrow with Pulsar. Keep your eyes open. A new release of a new plug that's about to release tomorrow. You can go to pulsar.com. Check out the website now, but tomorrow will be actually the new launch of a new pulse plasma plug. Million
You know
watts.
when they sent me those plugs?
Yeah.
We actually put one in my moonshine steel motor. Oh, my God. It went from the production of 5 gallons of moonshine a day to 25 a day.
Well, there you go.
Those are some powerful plugs.
But, yeah, we're looking actually forward to tomorrow's launch with Pulsar. It's a pulse plug. You don't call it a spark plug anymore. We call them pulse plugs. So it's 1 million watts. Actually is increased 10 million watts now. So
wow. That's a powerful plug.
Hell yeah, man.
I wonder what kind of mileage that would improve, because wasn't it just, was it like 20? It was a huge percentage of fuel that you'll save.
Big. The sad part about it is just when we sent you those plugs, she totaled out your Jeep. So
I know. In fact, I'm hoping in the nearby future I'll have a book on all this about the summer of 2013. I think Bryan Adams wrote a song. It was the summer of 2013.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I think you're way off on that one. So.
Probably a little off, yeah.
I mean,
but it was a bad year, and yeah, they sent me plugs for everything. They sent me plugs for my ATV. Yeah. They sent me plugs for my Jeep, and I blew up the motor on my ATV.
Was it because
totaled my Jeep?
Yeah. Yeah. You put the plugs in and you totaled your vehicle out. I could just see that coming.
I didn't get that far. I was getting ready to put them in, but I plan on buying another Jeep, and I'll put them in the new Jeep.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Yeah, there you go. That'll work. You think so?
Yeah.
I think so.
Well, I'm stoked by it. I mean, they make an excellent spark plug. By the way, we're giving shout-outs out. I want to give a shout-out because school starts back up. They had a week delay on it. It's now going to be the 21st of this month. I start back at West Virginia State University. Yeah. And an awesome school. If you're in the West Virginia area and you're looking for a college to go to, I highly recommend checking out West Virginia State University. And it's you can look them up on the internet by westvirginiastateuniversity.edu and go there and check it out.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that'll work.
But not only that, we have a guest tonight. What is your site? You can find you on Facebook under...
find me on Facebook at Kevin Zay. That's ZHEA.
I posted it on my Facebook link if you want to check it out, or go right to kevinzay.com or Kevin Zay on Facebook.
Also, check me out on iTunes.
He'll be on iTunes too. Just type in your name on iTunes?
Yeah, just type in iTunes. We got one single up right now, and the next one should be up by tomorrow.
Awesome.
So I think we're going to play that one tonight later on.
This is fresh off the press, by the way.
Yeah. What is?
His songs. He just got out of the studio. When did you get out?
In the last week.
Fresh off the press. When I heard the song, when he sent me the link to it, I'm going to honestly say right now, because I'm not in the business to flatter people, I say it exactly like it is. When I heard that bass, I'm like, holy crap. I like that bass on there. And the story itself was, everybody's got a love story out there. And it's always kissy, kissy, mushy, mushy, this and that or whatever. Right. This wasn't kissy, kissy, mushy, mushy. This was, it's kind of reminded me of something different, like how Uncle Tom's Cabin Warrant had a song that was completely different. This was a completely different song. The lyrics were, ironically, I'm going to court on a Valentine's Day, and this song is about Valentine's Day. So that's kind of a coincidence.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, keep
talking. I think Tina Turner had it right a long time ago. What's love got to do with it?
What does love have to do with it?
You know, I made up my mind after my 18th divorce. I'm not getting married again, at least this month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a bad habit, man.
It is. I mean, I'm just not going to meet women at the mental home anymore. That was my New Year's resolution. I am not going to the mental home anymore to find my future wives. I'm not going to marry anyone kin to me anymore. And they have to have their own teeth.
That's going to screw you up big time, then, isn't it?
It's best to avoid some of those dating sites, too, because you never know what you're going to get.
I don't know if you know about this, but Robert's trying to help me out one time, fix me up with a date. And he kept sending me all these sexy centerfolds and this and that. And I'm trying to focus on the show, so I don't really look at all the stuff he's sending me until after the show. He's like, go ahead, check it out. So I clicked on the link, and there's a girl. She had big boobs, wearing a bikini or something. And it's like, she's cute. I really didn't look at her. I glanced over and seen a girl, big boobs. She's cute. And he's like, Chris, read what it says. I looked on there, it said American transvestite something. I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, he was into it, too. I mean, you could hear him. He was just sitting going, oh, my God, I'd do her in a minute. And I was like...
yeah, right. That did not happen.
You lie like hell, too. So let's hear this.
Bless you.
Let's hear this guy's song, and let's see what it's all about, right?
Crank it up.
we're going to be making reservations at the state penitentiary for that guy. So anyway. Oh, my God.
But how many people out there that are listening? I mean, have you ever said, I'll beat your butt or I'll kill that SOB or whatever? I mean, how many people really do that? But, you know, people that have been in a situation like that, you may have felt it, that somebody just really knows how to push your buttons or whatever. There are people out there that you just don't cross the line with. That love is a powerful tool. Love is the greatest gift known to man. Love will bring a man to the ground to his knees, and it'll make him climb the highest mountain on earth. And a woman, too. I mean, look at Lorena Bobbitt. I mean, she chopped the man's manhood right off and gone. Weenie whack.
Yeah, well, maybe that's what it needs to happen more. You know what I'm saying? You know, in this society in today's world, I mean, if you were to pull out the statistical numbers of divorces that end up in this that happen, the thing about it is, by the way, that was a pretty good song. Kind of a little bit of Waylon Jennings in there, but I'm just saying. In my opinion, you know, it's just like in today's society, what's going on is, you know, it's a freaking crapshoot. You're gonna go into divorce court, you might as well have a lot of freaking money, because I tell you what, if you want to walk out with anything, you better have a shitload of money to give your attorney, because you're not gonna walk out with any less. So,
what actually inspired you to write that song?
Well, I actually did get. Well, I shouldn't say this part. But I actually did get married on Valentine's Day.
For real?
And I actually did
hey, I
go
did
to jail
too,
that
man.
night.
Oh, wow.
I married this well, let's just say it didn't work out. And the family clashed at the wedding, and then the cops did show up, and part of that story is true.
Wow.
And then a few years later, I was with another lady who left me just about 2 days after Valentine's Day, and
I go to court on Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day is a Hallmark holiday. And this is the way I think about Valentine's Day. If you love somebody, you don't wait until one day in the middle of winter to tell them. You let that person know every day that you're alive.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And
love is
don't get married on a holiday either, because when that holiday comes back around, if it doesn't work out, it's just a bad freaking memory.
That's a good point. I never thought of it like that. And plus, you know, come on, people. We all have hearts here. You don't play with somebody's, man or woman, you don't play with anyone's heart in the game of love. If you want to go out and commit adultery or whatever, be man or woman enough and admit to it, instead of sitting there putting that person in jail for bull crap.
For what?
I'm going to say it. Don't put that person in jail for bullshit. You know, come on. Let's be realistic here. The world has enough cruelty in it.
No, it don't.
If you're going to be humane enough to leave a person, love a person, don't play with their heart. I mean, because that song could become reality to somebody. And if you look at the statistics, it's only 5% of men report abuse from a relationship of a woman. 95% are women that go crying to the courts. And I'm not a womanizer. Please don't go there, ladies. I'm just saying I went to Fort Kisra classes recently, and I learned this through a really nasty divorce of mine, a lady that I was with a huge chunk of my life, who I had 2 kids with. And there's no adultery laws in West Virginia.
There's no adultery laws anywhere anymore, bro.
Well, she left me for somebody else, and then she made up a crazy story to get herself out of it and to put me into it, where she got away with my children, and it worked.
Hey.
For the temporary time being.
Well.
And it does cost lots of money. I'm at least going to have to spend $30 or $40 and to a lawyer to get out of this.
$30 or $40?
I'm joking. And a 6-pack of beer.
And
thousands and thousands of dollars.
And a night of sex with your sister, right? Yeah.
Well, besides that too, yes.
Yeah. I don't even know how to react to that. I don't even want to react to that.
Yeah, some things are just better left alone.
You think so?
I had to milk a lot of chickens.
You did?
To pay for my attorney, yes.
Oh, wow.
I was selling chicken milk.
Well, yay.
You sound speechless.
No, I'm speechless because I can't freaking breathe. No.
So after you got in all this situation, you wrote the song. What is your? You have a whole album, or you're working on a whole album? Where are you at on your whole album?
Well, we just finished an EP that we're going to put out, just 5 songs, 5 originals, kind of tell a quick story about my life. You know, everything from me joining the service to where I come from to even this song. I even have a song about getting married and falling in love. I got the opposite side on this one.
Wow.
So
you're a military man?
I was, yeah, former West Virginia Air National Guard, 7 years.
Wow. You know, I almost went to the International Air Guard at the Yeager Airport back when it was Charleston.
Yeah.
And I love flying. That's one of my passions. I love flying. In fact, I started Mountain State several years back to get my private pilot license. But it ended up they kicked me out of the airplane because it took 50 cents a whack in front of Kroger's where we had a test pilot at. And it's either do that or ride the horse out there. And it went from 25 cents to 50 cents a horse ride. So I got out of pilot school. But no, seriously.
Oh, is that supposed to be funny?
Robert's a military guy also.
Thank you for your service.
Oh.
Thank you for the service, both of you guys. And all the people listening that are family members, friends, and neighbors that are in the service. You guys rock. Thank you for keeping us safe.
As always, we rule.
What was that?
We rule.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. But I mean, think about it. You know, there's a lot of things going on right now in the world. You know, we could be talking about other things other than frickin' divorce and frickin' sad crap. I mean, we got enough crap. Not alone this Obama deal coming up right now. Matter of fact, I was actually talking to a good friend of mine here this week. Or actually, not this week, last week. And him and I were sitting down, and we talked about what's up and coming. And he asked me what I thought of this new the Obamacare plan. And I'm like, yeah, just watch. It's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. And just as the economy is just starting to come back on track, and look what's going to happen. It's all going to derail.
Well, you know, it was his mom that actually had the idea that brought to him. It was originally going to be a Mom Obamacare, but they thought it was just too weird of a name. That was supposed to have been funny, but it wasn't, I guess.
Well, yeah, you're a little late in the game.
We're in a serious crisis, and you want to hear a little bit more about the crisis, look up on GHTalkradio.com and go underneath podcast and look up A Night at the Round Table. And one of our episodes that we had that's on there right now, I was just there tonight, and you could actually listen to the economy that we're in a crunch with, and it's not going to get better. It's going to get worse.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it doesn't take much but a hiccup and a sneeze to shut down under martial law.
Shit,
and if
so
you don't believe that, listen to the program and look at the resources that we provide for you. And then don't take us for our word for it. Go do your research yourself and then come back and say, they were right.
So it's time to go commit a crime. So we have at least, freaking food to eat, right? 3 meals a day and go to jail. I mean, that's probably about the safest place.
You know, the only people making money around here are pimps and hookers and drug dealers and politicians. Not. Yes, exactly right.
You know what gets me is the other day, actually, I had posted on our wall not long ago. I questioned. I said, "Do we really want to legalize marijuana here in the United States?" And a lot of people were, yeah. I said, "Yeah, that's right. Let's just legalize it, and then everybody will be stoned here in the United States."
Willie Nelson for president.
Perfect time for the frickin' Chinese to come invade us because we're all going to be so frickin' hammered and stoned that we'll watch them all frickin' coming down and laugh. And
$13.9 billion spent on Funyuns. I'm not going to criticize that. It's the safest drug known to man. But when it comes out there and you need to have a sane mind and a sane government, don't you think it's time to grow up a little bit and look at the world as a reality around you?
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Let's use this as a scenario, okay? Would you rather go into a freaking war zone with a bunch of people that are stoned, or would you rather go into a war zone with a lot of people who are just straight and...
Let me think about that. Wait a minute.
You ever been with anybody that's stoned while they're driving? They're so damn paranoid. They're paying attention to every move they make. They're going to be so aware of all their surroundings. Just like a person driving, they're stop at every stop sign, coming to a complete stop. Always have their seatbelt on. They're always doing exactly the speed limit.
So you're saying...
But yeah, why not? Take those guys with me. They're going to be making less noise. They're going to be having a good time.
Now, I did work with a guy down in Atlanta, Georgia, many years ago. And he liked for his crew to actually smoke before they started working because he said, I get a lot more production out of my crew when they smoke. He said, I don't allow anything, no drinking, nothing else. But if they want to smoke pot, I get at least twice the amount of labor done in one day than as opposed to somebody that doesn't. I can't judge what they do or say or hear whatever. But when you're talking war and death and this and that, you know, I would like to think, you know,
well, US,
focus on what your objective is.
U.S. murders its mental ill and homeless citizens all the time. USA has no mercy for mental ill, vulnerable kids, or the poor. That was actually posted by Roseanne Barr here on Twitter.
Who makes a lot of money a year. But you know what, Roseanne? Most of America lives paycheck to paycheck. And speaking of that, the government, they really don't give a crap about if you don't have insurance, health coverage, you may only find yourself with some low coverage that they're not going to give you top treatment. They're not going to give you the best care that they can give you. You get what you get, and that's all you're going to get. Now, if you're a senator, believe me, you're going to have the best of the best. If you're a congressman, the best, or congress lady, you're going to have the best of the best care.
You think so?
Better than what you would if you're living off of bottom dollar and living from day to day, yes.
I don't know.
I would think so. I mean, what happens if you have a nice high-dollar car and you go into a high-dollar garage? You're probably going to have a cup of latte while they're fixing your car. But you go down here to Bubba's garage, you'll be lucky to get a bottle of water.
Bubba Hubba?
Yeah.
Hubba Bubba. Hubba, whatever they call that. I don't know.
Hubba Bubba.
Hubba Bubba. Is that what it is?
I don't know. I don't even know what you're talking about.
You don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Am I supposed to?
Yeah, all the time, man.
Oh.
And we'd love her to call in. I'd love to have Roseanne call in tonight, wouldn't you?
That would be really sweet. In fact, one of my friends in Kansas City tonight was introduced to Jesco White over the hill from me, and the West Virginia Ninja, my personal bodyguard. And they learned how to do a Judy chop tonight. Yeah. You know it?
Oh, yeah.
These hands right here are considered deadly weapons.
So do you honestly believe by them, it's like if right now, if our economy was to crash right at our feet, how many crazy people would be out there with no medications, with everything going on in the world? And right now we're sitting here very vulnerable to any kind of attack. I mean, the United States, to me, it's like everybody says we're on a high-level alert. Well, we better be on a high-level alert because we got a lot of stoned people out there, so in my opinion.
Well, and I know this firsthand. I know this very well because I was married to a person that did this. If the government has their way with you, the pharmaceutical companies are going to keep you so drugged up on so many drugs, anything and everything, and you need this pill because it's going to lower your blood pressure. Well, your blood pressure's too low, you're going to need this pill, and you're going to need this pill for this, and then you're going to have a headache, so you got to take this pill. They're going to keep you so pilled up on everything, and then they're going to spend your insurance, if you have insurance, is going to spend thousands of dollars a month if they can get away with it, and they're going to feed you this till the day those pills kill you and your kidneys shut down, your liver shuts down, whatever's going to happen to you. Well, I don't know what's wrong with this person, why they died. Well, I do. Do you need the pills? I mean, let's look at it like this. The biggest thing in life is knowing how to eat healthy and how to drink healthy water and how to breathe clean air. If we do what we were made to do by God and by God's grace, we drink healthy, pure water without fluoride and without chlorine, without all the chemicals in it. We don't eat GMO foods that are genetically modified and full of pesticides. And the air that we breathe, that it's not full of chemicals. We can have a ripe old age.
I was actually, just the other day, I was come across. I was in the store, and I picked up a magazine, and God, if I remember what the magazine was, it'd be great. But it was talking about growing your own garden, and then now you're
not talking about pot now, are you?
No,
okay.
I'm talking.
Just checking.
I'm actually talking about Did you know that what really sucks is I got a topic I want to cover here in just a minute too, so don't let me forget. But one of the things I was reading about is now you have to get a permit to have a garden in your backyard.
Serious.
Yep. And your township or your city officials will actually come out and they will make sure that you're using the proper chemicals in your food, what they'll allow. And if you don't use any chemicals, right, they will supply you with the stuff that they feel that is necessary to make your crops grow the right way.
Well, listen, go to Netflix or on the internet and look up Farmageddon.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
I've watched it probably 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
You just have to watch the first 30 seconds of it, and you're going to be hooked.
Right.
If you're interested in the world the way it really is. Uncle Sam is trying to get rid of all the local farmers, all the healthy food, while major corporations, and not only that, Tapped is a great program to watch about our bottled water. You know, we're drinking about $1 trillion a year worth of bottled water. While CEO like of Coca-Cola and a lot of your waters that you have, it may show pictures of mountains on the bottle, so you're thinking you're drinking healthy water. You're drinking tap water, people. You're drinking bottled tap water with fluoride in it, and it may say filtered. It just has to run through a screen. I mean, there's no dirt or anything in the bottle.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff you're paying an exorbitant price for, let me tell you, the world fights wars over gasoline.
Right.
Gasoline is needed to make the economy grow and go forward. But man does not need gas to live. Man needs water to live. The earth is 70 to 75% water. 2% of the water of the earth is clean water. 1% or less is drinkable water.
Right.
Now we allow corporations to come in and take over our clean water sources. And they're coming to your town. If you've got a spring that's big enough, they're going to tap into that spring. They're going to suck your water table down so you don't have this water. And they're going to take it. And you can't do crap about it.
What can you do?
You can't. You know, I grew up for a while. My oldest son was born by Altoona Lake in Kennesaw, Georgia.
Right.
Coca-Cola down there, when they have a water crisis at the lake, the water, I've watched it many times in a row, way down. Boat docks are like a desert out there.
Right.
And Coca-Cola's still going through millions of gallons of water. Well, you can't wash your car. They're trying to limit your shower. They're limiting your cooking with water. But Coca-Cola's going with millions of gallons of water, and they're selling it to us out there, and we're buying it like crazy.
All right. Now, I just got to ask you a question. You ready to hop off that soapbox of yours?
Yeah. Okay. We do get sidetracked, don't we?
Oh, my God. I mean, here we are. That's just a glimpse of what you can get with Night at the Round Table. And,
well, before we get off the topic, let me ask Kevin his thought. What's your opinion about the world today and the economy? Do you believe that the world is in an economic crunch? What's your thoughts about that?
Wow. Yeah.
Well, you don't have to. You don't.
Word wonder.
You don't have to agree. I mean, you can just sit there and you can tell us what your thoughts are. I mean, no one's going to beat your ass. I mean,
yeah. What do you think about it? I mean, do you study this stuff? Is it something of interest to you, or you just exist?
I probably just exist. I try not to. I don't know. How's the economy right now? I don't believe we are as strong of an economy as we could be. I think we're letting big government overrun us and take over and not be honest and truthful with us. And I think that we are still in a recession, and despite what they're telling us.
Well, I don't know. So, how about those strings, huh?
By the way, I was corrected when he was playing that song. That wasn't a bass. He dropped out of 440, went in a lower key, and that was his guitar. He played all the guitar riffs on that.
Oh, that's cool.
I thought it was a bass.
Only you would.
Well, no, because you could do it sound just like that on a bass. I mean,
you could. Yeah.
After all, it was a top E string that was just down tuned. I mean,
really?
Yeah, I love that sound on there. Down, 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 down.
Yeah.
A little funky, a little blues.
Yeah, it has a little, and at the beginning, it has that get down and dirty piano sound in there too.
That's all Mike Crawford, Mr. Mike. He produced that sound for me. He's a genius in the studio.
With the studio in Huntington? Or?
It is, yeah. 304 studio in Huntington, West Virginia.
304 Studio, Huntington. Well, let's give a shout out to him. And do you know his website? Does he have a website or anything? Or how do people get in touch if they want to record at a studio?
MrMike304.com.
MrMike304.com. Huntington, West Virginia.
Yeah, it sounds like it sounded pretty good. I mean, in my opinion. So,
wish you guys could play the song off the YouTube video we got.
You got a YouTube video?
Yeah, we actually we did a video last year for the song called "Oh Say Can't You See," which is a patriotic song that talks about why I joined the military and why I served. And we did a video for this last year, actually, and it won second place at the Appalachian Film Festival.
Wow.
Yeah, in the microfilm category.
So how would they find it?
Just go to YouTube and type in Kevin Zea, that's Z-H-E-A, and look for the video that says, "Oh Say Can't You See," the official video. Check it out.
Right,
Leave a comment. Tell me what you think about it.
Yeah, check it out.
That song will actually be on the new EP coming out, too.
And by the way, here at GHTR, we like to sponsor all artists, upcoming artists. That's what our show is based on. We take the local musicians and we put them on here, let the people listen to it. If they like it, we hope that they send you tons of traffic your way and you're successful in everything that you do. As far as all the arts people, let's keep the arts alive out there. I mean, I actually went to school to be a music teacher, and the arts are dying. They're dying quite rapidly. That's why I had to get out of being a music teacher, because there was no money involved with it. You can't make a living very easily in your own community, and if there are that people that do, but it's a dying field out there.
Oh,
it's
the music
dying
industry.
breed.
The music industry is not at all like it used to be. Matter of fact, it's like I said, it's what we talked about. We've talked about quite a bit on here on the show, and we've talked, and what it has to accumulate is if you're out there, you think you're going to get discovered, it ain't never going to happen, because no one's going to come out and discover you.
The songs Rock and Roll Band from Boston and Bad Company, where they had Johnny played his guitar.
Yeah.
People coming to the bar and finding you. It still does happen, but it's like a needle in an ocean. Right. It rarely ever happens anymore. The only way you're going to be discovered is be discoverable. And what I mean, get out there on YouTube, get on radio networks like ours, get out there as many places you can.
Right.
And you have to do that. You owe that to yourself. You have to promote, and don't take no for an answer, because let me tell you something, even in the days when they had A&R people that went to the bars looking for you, there are some of the biggest bands on earth that were turned down by over 100 record labels.
Yep.
Even the Beatles. The Beatles were laughed out of the studios.
Yeah.
Throw yourself in the wolves and put it in God's hands.
That's all you can do.
I think
and just don't take no, and don't let anyone take your dreams, because let me tell you something. If somebody is low enough to tell you to take your dreams, don't you think they have a secret motive to it, because it makes them feel better?
Right. I agree with that. I agree because I just agree. I don't even know.
Well, it's true. There's so many. I've been married. I've dated women that I've ended the relationship in a bitter end because I wouldn't give up the only dream I've ever had. Why should I give up my dream? And I encourage these ladies to live their dreams. Yeah. You should do the same for me in respect, because that's what I did when I met you, is to let me have my dream. You have your. There's more stars in the sky than you can count. Reach for those stars. Don't take no for an answer, and better yourself. Practice, and get out there, get discovered, or you're just going to have a hobby.
All right. We're going to get in a little bit of more music here on Late Night with Rob and Chris here on GHTR, the nation's podcast radio. Be back in a little bit.
I could tell that it was over when her lips met mine. There was an emptiness in her voice, hesitation when she smiled. She didn't have to say a word, it was just so plain to see. She'd found what she'd been looking for, and I knew it wasn't me. I saw goodbye in her
life she wanted, it was gone. Prince Charming I wasn't. But I would trade 1,000 Babylons to be in her arms tomorrow. Oh, but like the tide, her love is coming down, and it's time for me to go. I saw goodbye in her eyes. I don't think I can change it. There's no way to disguise. We will never make it. Now she sees right through me. Should I hold on to what we've got? Is it just a waste of time? One thing that I know for sure, I saw goodbye in her eyes. I saw goodbye in her eyes. I know you got somebody new now. All my candles have burned down. He's gonna love the way you shine. So did I. So don't smile at me if it ain't what you mean. Goodbye. With that goodbye in your eyes, I know that I can't change it. There's no way to disguise. We will never make it. I saw goodbye in your eyes. I know that I can't change it. You see right through me. Goodbye. Should I hold on? We will never break down. You see right through me. Goodbye. Should I hold on? Is it just a waste of time? One thing that I know for sure, I saw goodbye in your eyes. I saw goodbye in your eyes. I know that it's over. I got the Chevy all shined up. Paid a little more for a haircut. Ironed up a pearl snap. Left that old ball cap. Gave myself a little extra smell good splash. I did it for the girl dancing in the sunset, to get to see her sipping on Corona, little silhouette. I did it for the moonlight, slow ride, sliding over by my side, been waiting on it all night, kiss. I did it for the girl. I dialed her up some old George Strait. Me and old George sang Marina Del
ice cream door. I got a little buzz in my head, so from my bed I can feel the sun. Lord, round here the morning comes, just a creeping, 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 creeping. You shot out of here like a bullet from a gun, a flip of a switch, a thief on the run. And since the day you left me, baby, I can feel the lonely, I can hear all the crazy, just a creeping, creeping, just a creeping, creeping. Head for the future, run from the past, hide from the mirror, live in a glass. What dreams forget, the whiskey remembers, kinda like molasses in late December, just a creeping, creeping, oh, creeping. Your cocaine kiss and caffeine love got under my skin and into my blood. That needs you back comes over me like a ivy crawling up a hickory tree. Just a creeping, creeping, just a creeping, creeping, creeping. Head to the future, run from the past, hide from the mirror, live in a glass. What dreams forget, the whiskey remembers, kinda like molasses in late December. Just a creeping, creeping. Come on. Break it down, 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 down. Just last night I saw the light at the end of that tunnel on the other side. Thought I found my way out of this pain, only to find your memory train. Creeping, 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 creeping.
I've been hanging around this place. I've been looking through your space. I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you. All the places that you go, all the people that you know. I've been looking for you. I've been looking for you. And all these pretty people up on El Cerrito Place, they all got something said they might have seen you where the ocean meets the land. So I've been out here all night looking for your footprints in the sand. Did you hear the ocean singing? And baby, did you sing along while you danced down in the water to some old forgotten song? Or were you even here at all? Me, I've been looking for you, baby. I've been looking for you, baby. I've been looking for you, baby. I've been looking for you, baby, all night long. All night long. All night long. Somehow I wound up in the desert just after daylight, where the Joshua trees grow, that little place you always liked. But these pioneer town people ain't got too much to say, and if you ever were here, baby, they ain't giving you away. And now it's been 2 days, and I'm still looking for you, baby. I've been looking for you, baby. I've been looking for you, baby. I've been looking for you, baby, all night long. All night long. All night long. All these pretty people up on El Cerrito Place, they all got something in their pockets, all got something on their face. So they're slaying by the sea, where the ocean meets the land. So I'll be slaying all night looking for your footprints in the sand. I think I'll go back to the city, back to El Cerrito Place. That's the last time that I saw that pretty smile upon your face. I've been looking for you, baby.
How you gonna keep 'em down on the farm after they've seen Paris? They'll never want to see a rake or plow, and who the deuce can call him a cow? How you gonna keep 'em down on the farm after they've seen Paris?
When your wheelhouse is the land of cotton, the first time you leave, it can be strange, it can be shocking. Not everybody drives a truck, not everybody drinks sweet tea, not everybody owns a gun, wears a ball cap, boots and jeans. Not everybody goes to church or watches every NASCAR race. Not everybody knows the words to Ring of Fire or Amazing Grace. Oh, Dixieland, I hope you understand when I miss my Tennessee home, and I better
I've seen Paris.
July moonlight shines, your pretty little head on my shoulder. Pull over on the side of the road. My God, you're something like nothing I've ever seen. If I'm asleep, girl, let me dream. Baby, fall into my kiss. It should just happen like this. Trust it so much that there's no one else but us. And this moment that says it's so right, 'cause that's all we have in this life. Drink up this love, baby, give it all we got tonight. Honeysuckle leaking through a roll down window. We both know when that seat lays back, anything can happen. So imagine it'll never end. Just close your eyes and you can see that we are where we're meant to be. Baby, fall into my kiss. It should just happen like this. Trust it so much that there's no one else but us. This moment that says it's so right, 'cause that's all we have in this life. Baby, drink up this love, give it all we got tonight. Give it all we got tonight. Baby, fall into my kiss. It should just happen like this. Trust it so much that there's no one else but us. This moment that says it's so right, 'cause that's all we have in this life. Drink up this love. Come on, give it all we got tonight. Give it all we got tonight. I still change the station every time they play that song. Can't drive past your house, so I take the long way home.
Your black leather jacket still hanging in my closet. I wish that I could give it away.
Oh, even though you're gone,
about to shake it off, shake it off. Pour another drink so I don't feel a thing. I just shake it off, break it off. Erased all your numbers, blocked all your calls. Tried another lover, built up the walls. Told myself it's over, don't know what else I can do. I can't shake you. I can't shake you.
You got the bullets, I got the gun. I got a hankering for getting into something. I hit the bottle, you hit the gas. I heard your 65 could really haul some ass. I'm feeling frisky, you're feeling good. I guess the whiskey is doing what it should. I got the cigarettes, you got a lighter. And when the sun goes down, we'll start a little fire. Ain't no use in trying to slow me down, 'cause you're running with the fastest girl in town. Ain't ya, baby? I like 'em crazy. My reputation follows me around, just makes me wanna give 'em more to talk about. Let's go to town for a little while. I'll be wearing nothing but a tattoo and a smile. Ain't no use in trying to slow me down, 'cause you're running with the fastest girl in town. Ain't you, baby? You're kinda crazy. Come on. I see the blue lights, we better run. Throw out the bottle and I'll hide the gun. If he pulls us over, I'll turn on the charm. You'll be in the slammer and I'll be on his arm. There ain't no use in trying to slow me down, 'cause you're running with the fastest girl in town. Ain't you, baby? Well, I told you I was crazy. No, I ain't nobody's baby. He's got the bullets, he's got a gun. I got the hankering for getting into something.
All right, there you go. We're back here. Late Night with Rob and Chris here on GHTR, Nation's Podcast Radio. Beaming out here in Grand Haven, Michigan. We're here with Chris Allen, and we have a very special guest still in the studio with us. We're jamming it down here to that last set of a little bit of a country this tonight. And, of course, our second half, we're going to have to really kick it in a little bit later.
Yeah, as I was explaining to our shows that, you You never know what we're going to play on our shows because we're out there on all the genres of music, mainstream.
Right, that's right.
It may be grunge, it may be rock, it may be country, but we're going to put a diverse ad out there on our music. And we were talking as you're playing the music, and I asked Kevin, it's like, what style of music is your music? So let him answer that. What is your style of music?
Well, I've kind of come up with my own genre. I like to call it grungy. I play a little grungy and I play a little country, and I just kind of make it my own.
I guess I've never heard of grungy, but that's a good description of it.
Well, maybe you can help us tonight when we go to Stump Chris. We'll actually include you in that here real quick. So we have a little contest we do every week. So you're a little bit of grunge, huh? You like that little that? Yeah, I kind of thought so in your music a little bit there. I was kind of like, yeah, it's a little bit on the dark side there. So
what styles of music did you grow up listening to your whole life? I mean, as a child growing up to who you are today.
My parents listened to some really weird stuff that I don't know. But my brother, I got an older brother, and he was a real big Kiss fan. I remember every time my parents would leave, he'd crank up this old Sansui system that Dad got in Vietnam. And that's kind of what I got started on. And then I got real big into Pantera. I was a huge Pantera fan.
Yeah.
And God, rest in peace, Dimebag. I mean, he was a fabulous musician. I actually saw them back in, I believe it was 1991, opened up for Skid Row.
Oh, wow.
And to look back on it, it's like, man, Skid Row, who are they? The Pantera, man, they were amazing. And Metallica definitely was a big influence for a long time.
Wow, that's a good choice of music. They're both like the same style. Little Dimebag.
Loving it.
So right now, you have a show tonight, don't you?
I do have at the Route 60 Bar and Grill in Barbersville, West Virginia. If you're from Barbersville, you probably know that it's formerly known as Cactus Joe's. I'll be playing tonight with Sean McCoy. Now, Sean McCoy's the lead singer for a band called Hollywood Cowboy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's an awesome group.
So you think you know your music pretty well then, right?
Well, I try.
All right.
How long have you been doing music?
Yeah.
I've had a guitar my whole life since I was probably 10, 11 years old. But I didn't really get into it real seriously until maybe 7, 8 years ago.
What got you into it? I mean, where'd you go with it from there?
Well, I was broke, and I had this.
And then you're a musician. We stay broke.
Yeah, I didn't have cable TV, and I had this old beat-up guitar that wasn't worth $5 at a pawn shop, and I just got to picking on it, and I made myself learn one song a month for a year. And at the end of that year, I wrote that Valentine's Day song.
Wow.
And that was right at 7 years ago now.
So 7 years ago when you wrote the song we heard tonight.
Yeah. I sat down one day it was a Sunday night, and I wrote that song. And Monday I perfected it, and Tuesday I played it at an open mic.
Was there ever a band that actually made you like, this is what I want to do?
Oddly enough, a band called Drowning Pool, definitely.
I love Drowning Pool.
Drowning Pool, I partied with these guys. They were at the last show at the Stone Monkey in Huntington, West Virginia, near Marshall University. And Rick Whitfield, the owner of the bar, he got me a backstage pass, and he let me meet these guys, and we partied let's just say we partied hard. And we actually followed these guys down to Louisville, and me and my best friend, Barry Alford, we partied with these guys a couple nights in a row. And I got to ask these guys every single question that you ever wanted to ask somebody you're starstruck by. And CJ, the lead guitar player, I remember telling him at the time I was 25 years old, and I was like, I'm just too old to start learning how to do this. And he just laughed at me. He says, man, I was only about 18 when I started.
Wow.
And ever since then, it's just like it evolved. It started as a small snowball, and now it's a...
See, I noticed a while ago you started to say party your ass off. On the radio, you can't say ass, so... Wherever you do not say the word ass.
Ass, don't say that.
Don't say the word ass.
Okay.
Yeah, don't say ass. Yeah, they'll screw you up.
Every time we say ass,
Yeah.
some ass will try to find us.
And
Some
do-
big
and-
fines.
and
Do not say ass.
And you can say boobies, but you can't say tits. So
That's right. Yeah,
Right.
we do not say tits, especially when you combine it with liquor like titties and beer.
yeah,
Can you say like ass and boobies?
yeah. Well,
I think it's fine as long as you say ass and boobies. Ass first before boobies,
Yeah,
but you
yeah.
can't say boobies and ass.
All right, well, we're going to get to Let's Stump Chris right now. I've actually picked out another tune for him. And now I'm going to let your guest here get in on this one. Now, here's how it all works out. If you can name, we make it a little bit difficult. You have to have the name of the group or the singer and the name of the song. So we're going to be kicking that off tonight. Now, Chris should have no problem figuring this one out.
Hopefully it was something after I was born and became an adult.
Quit being
Sometimes he'll play something. So he asked me one time,
baby.
what was Boy George's hamster's name? And how old was the hamster?
That's only because you're fetish. You know he has a fetish with Boy George, right? Yeah. He has a fetish of Boy George.
He does not have a fetish.
Yes, you
Puts
do.
the lotion on the skin.
There you go. All right, well, we're going to kick it off a little bit of Stump Chris. Now, here it is. If one of our listeners does hear this, we actually will randomly choose a name, but there's going to be, we're going to do a double whammy tonight. We're going to give away 2 dinners tonight, courtesy of Applebee's Restaurant, and it doesn't matter where you're at in the United States. If you can call in, if you're in our list, we'll pick 2 names randomly, and your name will come up, and then basically you'll get those dinners. Now, Chris, I made it easy for you tonight, so let's hope you get these dinners out there.
All right.
I'm sure you smell the trees in the air.
That's a tough one. That's something that sounds like the genre of music would have been something that would have been out in the 70s.
Yeah.
The voice sounds, at first I thought it was somebody that used to belong to the band Eagles, but I don't think it was Joe Walsh. It kind of sounds a little bit like Dr. Hook. And usually there's a hook in the song like Hallelujah or Ride My Chevrolet.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to take a stab at it that it was Dr. Hook, Ride My Chevrolet.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
I don't know because it's before my time.
All right. Did your guess know?
No. I was with
What
my
would be?
doctor.
Just give a wild guess. Who you think.
Maybe Kenny Wayne Shepherd.
No. Yeah, all right, here you go. ZZ Top, Chevrolet.
Are you serious? ZZ Top. Oh, it does sound okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Man, ZZ Top has such a huge, wide range of sound.
You know, that's the second time.
You've got me a couple of times on ZZ Top.
That's right.
Wow. Okay, you got me. You stumped me. And our guest.
Yep. So think about that. Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought you would get it. I really did tonight. I thought you would get it because
you do that stuff that's a little.
But Chris, you're talking out your ass, man. Because
I mean, I love ZZ Top, but when I really became a ZZ Top fan, that was back when they had that classic looking car and the Z keychain, and these girls that had legs that were 10 foot long.
That's all you were looking at. But listen, I'm telling you, these guys have been jamming a long time.
Oh yeah, they have.
You know, they used to be a country band. You knew that, right?
I didn't know that.
Oh my God, where the hell you been?
Well, I just got through telling you I wasn't a ZZ Top fan until Legs.
I don't mean to be
Sharp
rude.
Dressed Man or TV Dinner.
I don't mean to be rude, but what's your guy? What's his name again?
Kevin.
Kevin. I'm sorry, Kevin. Here it is, man. Kevin, did you know that ZZ Top used to be a country music band?
I had no clue.
Oh, you guys are a bunch of idiots. I swear to God, you guys are musicians, okay? You guys play music. It's your job to know this stuff. I mean, look at me, dudes. I mean, come on. We all grew up. I don't know. Kevin, how old are you?
36.
Okay, so you're well, Chris is about your age, whatever. But anyway, I'm just saying, I'm telling you, man, you guys are ill.
Well, we never denied that. A little maybe deranged, touch,
oh
mental.
my God!
Whatever.
I mean, you know, the thing about it is
up and say Appalachian.
We're musicians.
Look,
we're standing here in the living room right now, barefoot. We've got the banjos out.
I dabble in playing guitar, just a very little bit, okay? And I'm telling you, you know, I'm not that great, but at the same token, at least I know some of these. You're a guitarist, aren't you?
Well, yeah, he's a guitarist. But, you know, that guy, if you listen to the style of the music, it did have a little flair of
it
Joe
doesn't
Walsh.
matter. If you listen to that song, that is ZZ Top. It's
Okay,
just
but listen to me for a moment, for a change.
Okay.
For a change. He
I
did
listen to
have
all
a
of
Joe Walsh. He did have Dr. Hook sounds.
No. I disagree.
Well, I think he did.
No,
that's my opinion.
Well, okay, if you want to throw in a little bit of Joe Walsh in there, maybe a hint. But
Well, it was probably an inspiration that made the person who it is.
If you listen, like Kevin,
you're a guitar player. You were probably inspired by Clapton and Satriani and some other artists.
Satriani, Gary
Boy
Moore,
George, whoever. I mean,
Peter Frank. Everybody. See, the thing about it is especially Kevin. I'm ashamed of you.
He's ashamed.
I am ashamed of you. You are a guitarist, and you, of all people, I thought would nail that. At least you might not have got the name of the song, but I was sure you had the name of the band.
Sorry, man. I'll get you next time.
I'll
try to do my homework.
Yeah. Holy hell, man. I guess you must have been a grunge baby, you know, in your days, but I'm just telling you, nothing sounds better than freaking getting in on stage and hitting that freaking grunge riff. It doesn't. It just. I used to do it, so.
That was probably my happiest days in music is with the grunge sounds. Actually, I love bands like Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam,
yeah.
And of course, the staple of you have to have bread at your dinner, and my bread would have been Metallica, AC/DC. But if we went back in the early day, for me, it would start off with Merle Haggard, Johnny Cash, bands like that, and it later progressed to the Southern rock. But there was a heavy dose of AC/DC on everything I grew up with.
Well, you know the thing that gets me though is it's like when it's really weird because when I was younger, I used to think that Eddie Van Halen and was the Lord God Almighty of guitars. You know what I'm saying? And as I got older, and then I started playing, and I started kind of watching the style, the way that he played. There's one thing about Eddie Van Halen that I really did like about him is he never used he didn't use any effects.
Well, his amplifier cranked up gives you all the effect you need.
What I was actually saying is that he doesn't use any kind of distortion or anything on his anything. He cranks it, like you said. He cranks it up full blast. You know what I'm saying? And that's where he gets all that effect. And one of the things, that's one of those things, like Angus Young. I mean, when he's out there on, AC/DC, when they're out there, when they open up, just listen to the way that he grinds. He doesn't use a lot of effects. He uses the same thing. Now, you look at their ages; they're pretty much hand in hand. That comes into the era of well, at least me, where I grew up with these guys like that. So, those power chords and those freaking everything is just it means so much in music.
Yeah, but you look at early AC/DC; they weren't the same band they are today.
Oh.
They've had several singers as the lead singer for them.
Right.
They actually, I've seen photos of AC/DC wearing these pastel-looking clothes they had back in the early 70s. And before the bagpipe came into there, whoever thought that you'd play a bagpipe in a rock and roll band and you'd be one of the largest bands on earth?
Well, I'd seen Angus Young in a picture when he was in Catholic school. And that's where he actually got the idea of what he's wearing right now, when he wears on stage. But it has some twisted deal to do with that. I'll bet you he was hated in school, too. Man, in the Catholic schools, can you imagine how many frickin' times they wanted to do an exorcism on him? Like that?
I'll tell you what, that's probably my all-time, the most hit band would be between AC/DC and Metallica.
Well, see, now listen, after hearing ZZ Top, okay, they had some really good music back in those days. Especially, like, I played one of their most earliest ones on You Tonight, okay?
One that had the nylon string guitar in it?
Yeah.
I love that song.
Well, actually, one of the one song that really surprised me with you was when we did actually one of their other albums, and it was this one right here. I'll just play a little bit of it.
What's the name of the album?
Down in Acuna and you ain't up to being alone.
Now,
Blackbird.
yeah, you finally got that one, didn't you?
Well, yeah. After I lost it, I think you played one of their
That's
songs
the
twice,
one.
and I lost it twice in a row.
Yep. No, this will be your third time you've lost.
Thanks, ZZ Top. When you're talking about Eliminator and After, I knew a good bit of their music.
But you want to hear something? It was on the A Mexican Blackbird was on the same album as this one was.
Dude, Snake Boogie. See, if you played that, I would have got it right off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, if you listen to the way the guitars have never really changed. And that's why I'm disappointed in Kevin. He's a guitarist. He should know this.
Well, I mean, how many bands are out there that we were inspired by? I mean, it's impossible for one artist to know all.
I remember the first time when I actually met Eddie Van Halen, I shook his hand, and he presented his hand, and I looked at his hand, I go, oh. I just started laughing. I was like, man, this guy's got small freaking hands. And the way he shook my hand was like, I did not want to squeeze his hand at all. You know how you reach out to a firm handshake?
Multi-million-dollar hand right there.
And I'm like, I reach out, shake his hand, and all of a sudden I'm thinking it's going to be this little wussy-ass little handshake. That boy, man, he grabbed my hand and he shook, and I was like, whoa.
You remember that one band, Twisted Sister, the lead singer? He had his hair insured for millions of dollars of Lloyd's of London.
Yeah, he's an idiot, too.
I mean, I never was a big Twisted Sister fan, but where he was talking about he was a fan of Kiss, I grew up in the early days of Kiss. I I liked a lot of Kiss. I always wanted to go to a Kiss concert. I never made one. Have you ever been to a Kiss concert?
No, but I saw a Kiss cover band. It was a really cool one. It's called Strutter.
Yeah. Strutter?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've heard of those guys.
Hey Rob, who was that band that you played one time that played other styles of music, but they sang like Journey or something?
Oh, actually, if you go to GH Talk Radio, if you go down to our playlist down there, I can pull one of those up real quick while you're talking and play it for you guys.
This band would play like a Journey song, and they'd sing, or vice versa.
Yeah, it's Rock Sugar is the name of them. So,
Rock Sugar.
Yeah, we're gonna. What they are is these guys. They take it, that's their whole. They don't have any real originals. These are their originals. The way that they recreate everything, make everything, blend everything up. We'll play this one song through because it was done great, and I love it. To be honest with you, I actually think it. And the guy who's singing, he sounds just like he just sounds like Journey. I mean, you got to admit.
Well, before you start in on that, let's say goodbye to him and get the information on him. And while you're playing it, I'll do my goodbyes here.
Now, how do you get a hold of Kevin again? Let's send him on his way.
You can catch me on Facebook at Kevin Zay. That's spelled Z like zebra, H-E-A. I have another page that's a lot easier to find too. It's Kevin Z-Music. Also, you can check me out on iTunes and Google, Amazon Music as well. I've got 2 singles out right now.
Also, where are you going to be playing again tonight?
Tonight I'm going to be playing at Route 60 Bar and Grill in Barbersville, West Virginia. The show's actually already started. It'll be going until about 2 o'clock in the morning. Come down. Y'all can tell me you saw me here and I'll buy you a drink.
There you go.
There you go.
All right, man. Well, thanks a lot, Kevin, for coming in, and we will see you around.
All right, guys. Appreciate it. Hey, the full CD will be out on the day before Valentine's Day. Do you guys care if I come back here when the EP comes out?
Hell yeah.
Back and listen, break it up.
Cool. Well, I'll get it to you guys. And it's been a lot of fun coming on. Thank you guys.
All right,
Glad you came on.
Welcome back, everybody, to Late Night with Rob and Chris here on GHTR, the nation's podcast radio. We're out here just jamming it out here on this Tuesday night here in Grand Haven. Temperature outside, we're going to be getting a lot of snow coming in tonight, so all you snowplowers out there, just be careful out there. The roads are slick, and you want to make sure that you're all doing well. Also, just make sure when you are out there driving, if you have any problems, don't be afraid to pull off the road there and take a little bit of a break. It's no sense being dead if you can't finish out your guys' routes. Get an early start and keep up with that snow. If you are in need of snow plowing, go to TJ's Lawn Service and you go to tjslawn.com. Check them out. Give them a call if you need your driveway plowed out at all. Give him a call. Chris was, I guess, Chris, are you with me or are you still, he might be out yet. But anyway, so we're going to be kicking it out some more tonight. I'm going to actually be kicking it out another song.
I'm back.
Oh, you are back, huh? I didn't give you enough time, did I?
I was at the door watching him turn around.
Oh, yeah. Make sure he gets out the driveway, okay, right?
Well, I have my 8 guard chickens. I had to make sure that they let him out safely.
You know, in a normal world, that probably wouldn't surprise me any.
Well, how many studios do you know that you have guard chickens that stand at guard?
You know, they're not at guard. They're hungry. They're not going to let you out that door at all. No,
well, I mean, if you came in here dressed up with a white goatee and a white suit, look like KFC, Colonel
right.
Sanders, it might be on.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I mean, it's awesome, man. I mean, you're doing good. I'm proud, man. Proud.
He just drove up here. As over an hour drive, he came up here to be on the show live tonight. I'd like to thank him for his drive and his music that he had. He came in at the beginning of the show and just left, so spent some time with us. And, yeah, we didn't really get much of a chance to talk or whatever, but seems to be a nice guy. Like I said earlier, all your local musicians at the local bars, at the local scene, wherever you're at, get out, support your local musicians because it's a dying art. Support the local artist.
There you go. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, come on, these guys work hard to get out there. But you know, it's really weird because you know it's like I don't know. You know, I was actually the other night I was in my office like I was tonight before the show, and I was just playing with my guitar and stuff like that, and then I noticed that I really want to start really hitting those strings, but every time I try, it hurts so bad. You know what I'm saying? Try to picture this, if you will.
Is it where you had you have the surgery or something on your hand? What do you call it? A carpal tunnel?
No, I had actually when I broke my back, I only had like 10% use of my left hand.
Wow. Well, you got a long way to rehabilitate then from where you were at.
Well, you heard. Well, I mean. For what you heard tonight, like, give me your best honest opinion. Did you heard me playing earlier? Playing around.
It didn't sound like Boy George when you played that one song.
Yeah.
But I never heard that in a grunge sound before.
Right. No.
It seemed like what I was hearing was a mixture of a lot of different things that you were blending in. Like it sounded like for a minute I thought I heard "Rock Me Like a Hurricane,"
Yeah.
Scorpions.
Yeah.
And then maybe a slight touch of Metallica and a lot of things that you threw in there where your guitar had I love the sound of the guitar, by the way, the effects that you had on there.
Oh, yeah.
And I've noticed that from listening to your past where I've heard you play to where you're at right now, you're getting there.
You know it's eating me alive, right?
I'm sure of that. I mean, because from your level that you're at and you're like having to retrain yourself to ride the bicycle over again.
13 years. Actually, I finally figured it out. It was 13 years since I played.
Well, like what he said, he would train on a certain song for so long.
Uh-huh.
You know, you got a little bit more than... you have a lot more rehabilitation than what a new guitar player would have.
Right.
You're trying to get your coordination of your hand to do what you once did.
Yeah.
That's a little bit out of my league in that area for advice. But I was a physical therapy technician for 8 years, so I do know a little bit about the occupational side of it. You're going to have to do a lot of gait training on your hand, if you call it that, a lot of range motion on your fingers.
Yep.
But what I would highly suggest for you to do, and I guarantee this would work, and this goes for any musician that plays a stringed instrument out there,
right.
you can go by like a medical supply place or a Walgreens or something and buy what's called a paraffin bath. It's a molten wax with something like a lanolin oil in it.
Right.
And soak your hand in it. Dip your hand in this molten wax about 7 times. Wrap it in saran wrap, really thick. Then put a terry cloth or a towel, wrap it around there. Let it set for about 20 minutes. The heat will penetrate deep into the joints of your fingers, your muscles. It'll make the dexterity of your fingers dramatically better. It'll come off in one mold. Wash your hands off.
Yeah.
And then go at it. If you don't even have a problem with your hands, it makes your hands rejuvenate and feel like a brand new set of hands.
Well, the thing about it is with me, I'm starting believe it or not, wait till you hear this. I'm feeling the tip of my finger right now, right? I'm starting to get one little callus on. See, here it is. I am very particular, and you know this. And it's just like, you remember how you talk about when you're singing, you have to vocalize and vocalize and vocalize. With me, it's like conditioning. I have to condition my fingers.
Well, that's with anyone. When I get out there and I'm going to do a live concert, I warm up for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes before I do a show.
Right.
And, I was showing Kevin some of the facial exercises that you have. I went through a lot of voice and diction classes in college.
Right.
There's a lot of muscles to sing.
Right.
And you have different styles like plosive voices and things that you have to do.
Right.
And so you do all these exercises, and it's not just working on your scales. I'm talking about warm-ups.
Well,
and that's the same with a guitar.
Yep. That's why.
Or a piano.
Somebody just asked me. They say, "So how you gonna do that?" I said, "I tell you, man, power chords. You keep doing power chords, and that's gonna wear. Your fingers are gonna start, and then you start working your way. It's like this. You start from the top and work your way down. By the time you get all the way down, I'll be able
I would go with scales. Just do some scales.
It's hard to do scales because you understand. Okay, you have to understand. I have absolutely no. It's like a person picking up a guitar for the first time and hitting the E string, all the way down to the bottom, holding it hard enough where it's gonna ring a tune, and not deaden it. You know what I'm saying? I have to build that up. If I don't,
some of you may not be aware of this. Several years ago, and I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about myself on it, but just to answer what you're saying, several years ago, I had 7 broken bones in my face. My left side of my sinuses were crushed by 90%. I had 10% of my sinuses left.
Oh, yeah.
Now, my voice changed drastically from where it was to where it is. You can't quit. You just have to keep working your scales, working your voice.
Right.
Eventually, I got my voice back, and it actually became better than it ever was.
Right. Well, actually, you hit the nail on the head for me. Okay, it's like right now I'm like my brain is going like 1,000,000 miles an hour when I'm trying to play, and I'm in a practice mode right now. And it's just like with anything, like you first have to start out small and then work your way up. So I'm doing 25. I started out with 15 minutes. Now I'm up to 20 minutes practice per day, and then I'm going to do 30, and then from 30 I'm going to go to an hour, and that's what I've been doing. And it's the conditioning, like you said. It's really important. The conditioning.
I had somebody at my school where I go to West Virginia State University in my music classes. I was telling them about where I used to be a music row performer, and I'd perform early in the morning till 5 o'clock, at least, maybe 6 o'clock. I usually like to work till 6 because I catch a 5 o'clock traffic, and they'd get to watch me perform on Music Row. And they're like, that's impossible to sing that many hours. And it's like, it is not. If you would like to make a huge money bet on that, I'm going to win this because I have hundreds of hours of recordings of me doing this. What it is, you condition yourself. Like if you're going to train for the U.S. Olympics, you just don't go out and run miles without warm-up. You have to train yourself to run for miles. Same thing with singing. You're going to go hoarse. You're going to lose your voice if you tried it. But you gradually condition your voice to where you could sing for an hour, then 2 hours, then 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 hours. And of course, I would take little short breaks to rest my voice.
Right.
You're going to have inflammation build up after a while. And there's exercises that you do to remove the inflammation on your vocal cords. Mm-hmm. If you know the proper techniques and things that you should do and learn, it's amazing what the human body can do. I can't right now sing for 6 hours, maybe 8 hours, but I'll guarantee you $1,000 right now of your money that I could sing without missing a beat for 4 hours straight.
Yeah. Yeah, see,
nonstop.
That's to me. It's like it's kind of funny how you brought that up because it kind of brought back to being in the recording studio when we were doing, when I was doing my albums, and I remember distinctively being in there for hours upon hours upon hours. Like if you went to the studio, I'd probably go like 8 o'clock in the morning. I'd be there 24 hours to anywhere from 27 hours. And
some people have a built-in clock, though, Rob. Some people aren't morning people. Some people are morning people. Being most musicians aren't morning people.
Right.
Some people actually perform better in the evening hours than they do in the morning, and that's actually proven to be fact.
Beckoning. I remember when I did the guitar, the Spanish guitar in the beginning of it.
Yes, I love that.
Beckoning, that was actually done at I think it was like 7:30 in the morning. Well,
you're a business person and you have a business mind, and a business-minded person is a morning person.
Well,
a musician by trade is an evening person. We're like vampires.
Yeah, I can go. It doesn't matter to me. My time is, I can stay up indefinitely. Well, I can't say indefinitely, but I can stay up for a long time. It's all about knowing, what you can do and what you can do. And I remember, I only get 4 hours to 4.5 hours of sleep a night, and that's it. And it doesn't matter what time I go to bed. I'm up at 4:30, 5 o'clock every day. Lately, now that I'm sick, I'm trying to. Tomorrow, I'm sleeping in. If the first freaking person calls me in the morning, I'm going to kill them. But
the voice is a lot different than the finger, for example. Now, the voice is an instrument. I don't care who tell you something different. I'm telling you for a fact, your voice is a very delicate instrument.
Right.
You do not take a violin or something out in a thunderstorm, nor should you take your voice out there without being protected. You wrap your voice.
Mm-hmm.
Check the cold air that you breathe in or the extreme hot air that you breathe in. If that's your trade, that's your instrument, and you protect that instrument.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm in that mode right now where it's like, with like take for instance, it's like it's like right before stepping out on a stage. I've only done so many things live in my life. I've never done. I mean, if I had to, I think I've only did about 7 shows live in my whole. Yeah, in my entire life, I've only done about 7 shows. But They were big shows. I mean, one show that I played in front of 30,000 people. The first time I ever been on a stage, first time I ever sat right in front of people, I played in front of 30,000. The first time ever. I mean,
and that was playing through your PA system.
Yes.
Wow.
And I was actually on stage, and when I heard that resonate across the valley, I was blown away.
Isn't that amazing?
This sounded. I wish I could had. It was so the look on my face had to been priceless because I was just like, this is the coolest thing I'm ever going to experience in my whole entire life, And to hear that the power, it's like.
It's awesome. It really is. I mean, when you're singing through a state-of-the-art system that has a phenomenal sound, perfect sound, and you're singing or you're playing an instrument in front of all those people and they love you, there is very few. It's like holding your child for the first time.
Right.
Or it's just one of those memories that's going to last a lifetime. You'll never get over that.
I'm sorry, I had to cough. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I remember it as vividly as possible. It's like I remember like one time the first bar I ever played in. It wasn't a bar; it was a campus club. It was a bar. It was on a campus, so it was a huge college hangout. And they had a real nice stage, and oh my god, it was a really nice layout. It was down by Notre Dame is where it was, and the night that we played there was actually a Thursday night, and I was not at all happy that day, and I didn't want to be there, to be honest with you. And don't ask me why, but I just really seriously didn't want to be in that situation. You know what I'm saying? And I kept telling, I like Alex. He's one of my guitarists, and he goes, dude, yeah, it's gonna be cool, man. Just relax. And I said, it's not that I'm up, scared.
It's not just you. I mean, you have a recording studio engineers. You have musicians that are studio musicians.
Right.
And I've asked them, these phenomenal vocalists, dude, why aren't you out touring? It's like, 'cause it's not my bag. I don't like playing live.
Well, you want to know what it is for me? I loved it when I did it in front of 30,000 people. It was the greatest adventure of my entire life. And there's probably a lot of guys that will never experience what I did.
Look at Shania Twain. Shania Twain,
Right.
she sang karaoke. She never really had band experience. And it took Mutt Lange a lot of money to train her to sing in front of large crowds. And if you remember when Shania came out, she wasn't doing concerts. Everybody's wondering, why is she not doing concerts?
She was scared. Actually, I've seen an interview when she said I was scared to death. It wasn't that.
A lot of people are like that. It's no shame.
Maybe I was scared, but I remember that bar, and I remember one of the first things is we had to take a system like what I had, and I have to break it down into a very small little thing, and I have to do I had a real great crew. I had a very good crew. Jeremy is one of the guys that actually, he was my right hand man. Jeremy worked with me a long time, and when he set up the sound, anywhere that he set up sound, he knew that I was very picky about every venue. Now, that bar that we played in they had their own in-house system. And I told them that, look, if you want us to play there, I have to use my system. Because why, Chris?
Well, it's you. It's tuned to you. It's your
I didn't
sound.
set up a $1.5 million system inside that bar, but I probably did about $200,000 worth of system inside there. And I remember the owner, he just says, I don't even think I got the power to power you guys. I said, don't worry, we look outside the door. We got our own power supply outside the door. And he's like, oh, shit, you guys come prepared. Hell yeah, we come prepared.
I love working with a sound engineer that I know well, that I've worked with, that we have a great relationship with as a vocalist.
Right.
Because when I go into a place that I'm performing at, and somebody doesn't know me and I don't know them, they don't know how I like my sound, they don't know how my voice, how I like it tweaked, what type of reverb or chorus that I like to use on my voice, and certain effects, certain songs I like for the mains to be playing with a delay when I'm doing something like CCR, if I'm doing a Creed song, or a Creedence song, I like to have a certain delay in it. And I don't like to hear my playback through my monitors really dry, because if you have the sound that you like and you feel comfortable and it's what you're used to, and it's at the volume that you get. I've been to so many shows that you can't even hear yourself, and you're giving the sound engineer thumb up. They're like, dude, he likes my sound. No, I'm telling you, turn me up.
No,
I can't hear myself.
You wouldn't ever. If I was, let's say I was your production engineer, right? I'm going to tell you something. You're going to love this, okay? And you listen to me very closely. At no time would I ever, you would never, ever complain to me ever about the sound on the stage, because the sound on the stage was exactly as the people were hearing it in the auditorium.
That's how I like it. Exactly what you described.
Okay, and
what they're hearing, I want to hear, because I know how to. For example, a vocalist has to work the microphone. There's a difference in a working musician and a studio musician.
Right.
When you're singing through a large diaphragm microphone, it's different than a handheld microphone, because you pull your voice away from the handheld microphone. The same thing that you do with, like, the mic I'm speaking on now is a large diaphragm microphone.
Right.
You don't speak directly in it without a pop filter. Well, on stage, you're not going to have the convenience of that. More than likely, you're not.
Well, you know how to compensate.
You work the microphone, and
right.
when I'm hitting a high note, you can't do that right on the microphone, because you're gonna have such a plosive sound on certain notes, it's just gonna pop.
See, I really was. I hate to brag, but I was that good.
You were really good. I heard your stuff.
I mean, the thing about it is when now I'm talking about being in the engineer's seat, if you would have stepped up on stage, the first thing that we always did is we made sure that the sound on the stage was at every corner, everywhere. If you went to the whole right side of the stage, we had basically, if you looked on the side, I actually showed you in some pictures where you were like, you're shitting me. Those are the stage speakers? I said, yeah, it's like a mini setup of what we have in the concert. The reason
Well, some people don't understand that, Rob. For example, if you're doing a concert, your speakers are time aligned. Your center speakers are going to have a different timing than your mains.
That's right.
And you have long throw and short, medium throw speakers. And same as in a studio, your speakers are on alignment, projected time.
Right.
They're not all just like, somebody may have a 100-watt home stereo system. That's not the same. That's not the same toy.
The one thing that this is one of my deals. Now, wait till you hear this. Usually, now, most of the time, we never knew what the drums were going to be setting on, okay? But I had perfected something for the drummer, because the drummer, when the drummer feels his beat, he plays a better drum, okay? And so what we used to do is around the drum riser, we used to have some bass bends that we would connect to the back or to the side that kind of blended in with the stage. Or if it was scaffolding, like a scaffolding stage, we'd put the bass bends underneath there. So when the drummer is sitting on his seat, if he hit the kick drum, he would feel the beat in the floor. It would boom, like he would want it to be, and that's what made it perfect. Now,
when you feel the sound and it's got the perfect sound, and the crowd feels it, and you feel it, you get this. All of a sudden, it's like it comes alive.
Well,
your music is not just music; it's part of the whole. Everybody's into you. You're into the crowd. If the crowd's not into you, you are not going to do your best.
And here's another thing. If you hear feedback at a concert on a mic, your sound engineer doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Or let me put it in better terms. He has not got that mic's frequency perfect. If you have
I've had sound engineers that when you're doing a mic check and you have a cowboy hat on, for example,
right,
then you do your show with the cowboy hat on. But if you did your sound check without a cowboy hat on, don't expect to come on stage with the cowboy hat and the sound, because that hat alone can make you have a feedback sound.
Well, it can, yeah. It depends, and you're right. As a matter of fact, here's another pain in my butt. Being an engineer, I'll bet you don't know pick an instrument right now that you know that has the worst. I mean, you have to dial down so it can barely
acoustic
hear.
Guitar.
No, a trumpet or any kind of a brass. If you're micing any kind of a brass instrument,
I have never played on stage with a brass instrument.
Well, I'm just telling you as an engineer. Okay, those are.
We had an all kazoo girl band that wore. No, I'm kidding.
But another thing is being in the studio. Now, if you take from a live show and you're going back into a studio, the studio is a different place. Those are different monitors. Those are different things. You're wearing headsets and you're doing.
And it's
all
really
this
tame. It's a tamed down version of the monster.
If you're on the stage, I always had this thought: if I was on the stage, okay, and I'm playing 500,000 watts out into the people. All right, and I'm on the stage, and I was a musician. See, that's what made me a better sound engineer, is being able to be on stage and play guitar. Not that I did all that all the time. Like I said, I only did around 7 live shows. Most of my work has always been studio or in my room or whatever the case may be. With being on stage and doing all this stuff and being behind the scenes. Now, like I said, if I was doing your show, one of the first things I would do is I would talk to you. And I'd listen to your voice and listen how you talk and listen how you resonate. And then I would say, I would take your CD or whatever. What I would do is I'd take your recorded studio, your productions, and I'd listen to it. And I'd listen to it and listen to it and listen to it maybe a couple times over. And I'd say, okay, I know what this guy is all about. I know what he's going to do. Believe it or not, a good engineer can pretty much adjust the sound automatically to what you're going to be, what it is. And that's why, like, I've been in some bars where I go in there and I listen to a bar band. Their sound guy sucks so bad. I'm like, he's got it all mixed wrong. And I'll hear, dude, it's like one day I went in and I heard a blues player, right? He had his guitar so loud, it just ruined the song. He needed to turn down, and I told him he was an awesome player. The kid could play. I mean, he was great. And I said, dude, listen.
That's been the only problem I've ever really had in the earlier days with certain bands was always a guitar player wants to be louder than everybody else. It's even louder than the vocalist.
That should be up to the sound engineer. I actually did one time. I had a band from Grand Rapids, up here in Grand Rapids. They hired me back in the day. They say, "Hey, can you come in and do our sound for us?" And the guitarist says, "Dude, I can't hear myself, man. I go out there in the audience, man. It sounds like I'm so far. You got to turn me up." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm not turning you up. You guys sound great." I said, "You don't need to be that loud." I go, "You're loud enough."
Well, see, that's the thing about if you had in-ear monitors, you could turn your own self up to where some people are a little bit more deaf than other people, and they think they're not loud enough. I guess that's what it is.
Well, it's just like...
I had a famous sound engineer one time. It actually is an engineer in a studio.
Right.
And for my genre of music that I prefer to sing, your voice needs to be in your face. It needs to be the primary carrier sound. Your main instrument is the sound of the voice.
Right.
If you're projecting and you're selling, like Kenny Chesney, for example, or Jason Aldean, or anybody, all the mainstream, you don't hear the guitar, and back there is a musician.
Actually, there's a little trick. I'll bet you've never heard. You might have. I don't know. You've been around. Did you know that you can take an instrument, if you could take the guitar, and the singer matches and harmonizes with that guitar at the same time, and you can hear the harmony, like a singer.
I'll tell you who did that all the time. Kevin Cron on REO Speedwagon.
Yep.
He would say did while the guitars are doing the same thing, note for note.
Yep. And what it does is if you can harmonize that,
then do you know the song I just did by the chance?
No.
Stump Rob. Let me do it again. See if you recognize the song. I'm giving you the band. Flying Turkey Trot, REO Speedwagon, which was written at the Charleston Airport, which used to be the Charleston Airport. It's now Yeager Airport. Right. They were in a DC-10. It was a very dangerous airport to run. It was a short runway, a short landing strip. And a DC-10 was almost the uncrashable plane. It's had tail ends shot off almost in wars before. The plane flies forever. It's an awesome plane. Well, it was your tour plane that they had, and they came to Charleston Civic Center to do a concert.
All right.
And they landed a little early, late on the runway, and they were jumping, and they thought they were going to come off the edge of the runway, which goes straight down to Keystone Drive, where my son lives at.
Right.
And they wrote a song called Flying Turkey Trot.
There's a little live.
No. I want you to play that. And the reason I'm saying that, if you listen to my song, Tupelo and Tupelo, that's actually where my song came from.
I love that.
You know, my chickens actually, they woke up on that and they started plucking to that one. But one of the, probably the most notorious band that actually harmonized with the guitar, that was not the original version I was talking about of it, because Cronin was actually doing the guitar parts on one of the live. But if you take Peter Frampton, there's a little tube that musicians can use, and it comes out there. It's in several styles of music. Even some R&B bands used it, a voice box that you sing through. It goes in your mouth. Your vocals from Frampton sounded like his guitar.
Mm-hmm.
I Want You to Love Me. Or a lot of his songs, Baby, I Love Your Way.
All right. Well, the talk box, you mean?
Talk box, yes.
Yeah.
Those things are kind of nasty, too, because you got to drain all that saliva out of them.
Well, I tried one time, and it takes, I mean, it's cool, but wasn't my bag, man. I mean,
some people are big with a whammy bar. Some people are big with a wah-wah pedal. Some people are. Every musician has their own thing.
Believe it or not. Excuse me. I really got a bad cold. I'm trying to hold back here. But listen, one of the things I just remember mostly is every guitar. Okay, every guitar is an art. It's a piece of art, and it's just like like I said earlier, a tremolo is an important part for me. It is really one of the most important parts of how I am able to play, because I can actually, just by reaching over, grabbing my tremolo bar, I can literally have the control to be able to change octaves in a song. So when I'm playing, if I'm playing something, I can usually use the tremolo to cause me to hit other notes that I just can't hit in time.
Do you know how vocalists do that?
No.
As a professional vocalist, and a lot of people may not realize this, and they see a vocalist with a lump in their pants, and they think they just may be well endowed.
Here we go.
I carry a snapping turtle in my front pocket. And like if I were singing a song that had a high falsetto, like My Marie, that right there, I would have hit it a little bit higher if I would have had the snapping turtle in my pocket. When they bite the right time, you hit notes that you just, like Michael Jackson did it all the time, but his was more like,
yeah, I know. I remember one time, believe it or not, one question you've never asked me: have I ever broken a string on stage?
Not even a G string?
Nope. I've never, ever. I've seen guys do it before. And matter of fact, there was one time I was at a club one time. I seen a guitarist. He broke a string. And, of course, they had to take a break. And I go, don't you have a backup guitar? And he goes, oh, no, man. He goes, I got to get this strung real fast. I go, I would never.
I rarely ever have broken a string. But there's been times, and, of course, you're going to blame it on something, a groove in your pick, something.
The reason why I think a lot of guys break strings is there's these guys that will pick up
never change your strings.
No, actually, oh boy, I would kill myself for saying this live on the air, but I only change my strings. I take very good care of my guitar. I wipe down all my strings all the time. You can make your strings last a long time.
Did you use anything on your strings like snot? I mean,
No.
Some people use a gorilla snot or something on their strings.
No.
Folks, we're not talking disgusting here. Something out of the nasal cavity. It's a gel that some people use on their strings. I don't like anything on my strings.
I had one guy tell me, he goes, yeah, dude, man, you got to try baby powder. And I looked at him and I go, dude, no, you don't put any baby powder on your freaking hands. That'll get into the grooves of your freaking...
Yeah, when they sweat. Ugh.
And it looks
Seems like that make dough balls or something.
I would never... The way to do it is take regular... You can actually take distilled water, put it on a freaking... like a wash rag or something, and pull down from your guitar, pull it down. You can clean your strings, and it's a real good way.
Well, it's important to make sure because some people may not be aware that you get sweat all over your hands, and strings are going to rust.
It's the acid. Actually, the acid will corrode corrode the strings.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I have not put any strings on the one I got. I just got this guitar a month ago. And the thing about it is
you're probably not playing the amount of hours until you get the calluses.
I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to change the strings, but it's only because I need to have my strings. This one has 9s, and I'm not a 9 kind of guy. I'm about 8, 7. Nah, 7s. I'm not going to put 7s on. I know I'm going to go with an 8. And once I get the 8s on there, I think I'm going to go with the titanium. Titanium lasts forever, and less time I have to.
I've tried so many different type of strings. I try those fancy maximum gold strings, etc., etc. Super slinkies, you name it.
The titanium.
But no matter what string that you personally like, it's your own technique and your own like. But to me, there's nothing that sounds greater after you put a new set of strings and they stretch and you get it finally tuned in and it sets.
The crispness is always.
I love a new set of strings.
But the thing about it is you can have that crispness. If you and I were, let's say, we're out on the road and I was, and we played, my guitar would sound the same with a new set as it does with an old set, except for there is a time when I'll start hearing something, and when I change one string, I change them all. I do one at a time. I do not take all the strings off. That is a no-no. You don't want to do that.
Well, it's not good for your neck.
Well, no, it's like I actually seen one guy. He took every string off to restring his guitar, and I looked at him. I go, "Are you crazy?" And he goes, "Well, that's not the way you do it." And I go, No. Change one string at a time. Keep all your strings tight. You do one at a time." And when I showed him, he was like, "Wow." He goes, "That saves so much time." And I go, "Yeah." Especially I don't have a Floyd Rose on my Ibanez right now, but I will have a Floyd Rose on there pretty soon. And the thing about it is, what really affected me is that everything in placement on how you adjust the strings and everything, like with your guitar, if I was at your house right now, the first thing I would ask you is I'd look at your guitar. I would never touch it first. I'd ask permission to touch it first, and I'd say, if I can touch your guitar, and then the first thing I'd do is I'd look and I'd see how your strings are riding.
Well, I had to go get it from under the covers because I let it sleep with me at nighttime.
No. Did you know that I've watched guys who lay their guitars down?
You're talking about the keys down?
No, they'll lay them flat on something.
Oh.
Yeah, and the thing about it is believe me on what I'm about to tell you, the best way to store your guitar is, do you know the best way to store your guitar?
Case upright.
Case upright?
Like it's hanging. By the head.
Right. That's one good way of doing it. Excuse me, but the best way, if it's going to be long term, is to make sure it's not laying flat. It's always, like you said, standing upright inside the case, because as we all know, what's our worst? Gravity. Gravity. Can you believe that if you were to lay your guitar flat in a case for a real long time, if you were to walk away from your case for a year, let's just say 1 year, you come back and your neck will literally have a bow in it from the gravity. Can you believe
there's a lot of instruments, even your speakers. Do you remember when I went to Washington, D.C. from Charleston, West Virginia?
Yeah.
I bought a pair of JBL-SR 4733 speakers.
And you ruined them.
Well, I had them laying down. And the 15-inch speakers that are there's double 15s in there.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to bounce going up down the road. And I did this in a blizzard, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought a pair of those speakers would fit inside of a Jeep Grand Cherokee with the seat down. You can't put a pair of those in a Jeep Grand Cherokee with the seat down.
The thing about it is you transporting speakers anywhere
upright. just the way they sit.
Yep. That is a good way to do it, is upright. But when I used to go out on the road, I used to lock my coils. So I was very fetish about that. You know how to lock your coils, right?
You talking about the matchstick?
Yeah. It's like a matchstick, but it's a piece of wood. You just reach in there.
I'd always be afraid that would actually bend the coil inside there.
Mm-hmm.
And JBL, for example, I'm an avid JBL fan.
We had actually
4-inch
Teflon.
coils inside there. These speakers are dynamite. They give a dynamite sound. And you got to pamper a speaker just like an instrument.
We had Teflon donuts inside ours. This is a thin piece of Teflon. Slide it in there.
Well, JBLs have titanium coils in it, but I mean, they're still.
You hit a big bump and those coils can jar down and hit the side. You know, it's like yeah, well, we could talk about that all night just in one speaker alone.
What's the biggest speaker you've ever heard of?
The best?
No, I didn't say the best. I said the biggest.
Oh, good God.
Remember those Serwin Vegas? Aren't they like a 21-inch speaker?
I don't know if those were it, but I remember I went to, I think it was oh God, this would had to have been a long time ago. This was a long time ago. This was before I was out of high school. I went to this one concert, and I seen these gigantic freaking speakers.
You're talking about the servo speakers? The
kind of, I don't know, they were just gigantic. And it was the bass bends were about as tall as me. I was like, holy crap. I was like, man, these things are gigantic. It's like,
do you know one of the bands that actually churned the evolution of speaker technology was Led Zeppelin?
Yep, I should have known that. I knew that.
They had these cones, the horns, I'm sorry, that were huge, giant horns. But I mean, you got to look at the size crowds that this band had. You had to have long throw speakers that could project way out to the crowds. At the same time, you don't put those to your up crowd, people as close to the stage. You blow them away.
As a matter of fact, you just brought up a really, really cool memory. Matter of fact, you know the highs, the cones. You remember those cones that look like a frickin'... They got a real long tube, and then they get to the end and they spread out really wide.
I remember back in the day, Deep Purple had the loudest concert. They set a record. Then I think Kiss set a record as one of the loudest concerts of all time.
Yeah, they spent a lot of money on that one. You can literally, it's just like the capacity. If you have everything sounding right, everything's just hooking, everything's doing good. You always sound real good. So
when Foreigner came out with their first album that was released to the public, I went to the Huntington Civic Center to see them. Yep. And anybody that lives in the Huntington area that went to the concert might remember what I'm talking about. One whole side of the Civic Center went out.
Oh.
And when you have things in stereo, you're not going to hear everything being played.
Oh, that was my worst nightmare. Oh, my God, I hated that. That happened to me one time, not during the show, but it happened to me like during, warm-up.
Mm-hmm.
And my whole freaking left bank went out completely. And I was like,
oh, man.
Oh, my God, you talk about panic. I was
Do you know Foreigner's first mega hit?
I think I do. Give me a second. I want to say It's Cold as Ice, but I don't think that was it. Nope. It slipped my mind. I'm sick, remember. I got to play the sick card.
By the way, that was a good song. And Urgent, but this is later in the years when they had Urgent.
Oh, yeah. Urgent was like, I really liked Urgent. I'm not too crazy about the guitar riff in it. I do like it. But
I like the sax.
Yeah. They always had really good. It's like, I don't know. Cold as Ice was really good. I think one of my favorite, REO Speedwagon. Speaking of REO Speedwagon.
Golden Country is my favorite REO sound. I love to hear that song right now. REO Speedwagon, Golden Country I wanted to tell you that a while ago. We should use Golden Country as a Night at the Round Table theme song.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, think of the words. Think of the song.
Riding the Storm Out was another.
Oh, I love Riding the Storm Out. You know, that to me, and especially when you're in a severe winter storm with many feet of snow on the ground, power goes out. You have that, you hear that siren at the beginning of it, da-da-da, in A minor.
I'm actually going to play one of my favorite songs. Now, I know that this sounds cheesy, but this guy, it all goes back to Number of the Night you picked out. I'll bet you, okay, I almost compare this guy to Fergie in a way. This next song that I'm going to play is actually one of the songs that completely blew me away when I seen him live. And the way that he did it live was great. It's too bad I don't have any. I probably do have him live here somewhere, but when I first heard this, I was actually at a party, and it just so happens the girl on the picture was standing in her underwear, and she's putting lipstick on the album cover, and it's High Infidelity is the name of the album. And the girl who was at this party was doing the same thing, and I didn't realize it until months later that we were at this party and there was this girl standing in her underwear and she was putting lipstick on, and I was like, and I remembered this album cover. But this song here, this guy has a beautiful voice, man.
And who is it you're talking about?
REO Speedwagon.
Oh yeah, Kevin Cronin.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna play the song and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it.
Heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who heard it from another. You've been messing around. They say you got a boyfriend. You're out late every weekend. They're talking about you and it's bringing me down. But I know the neighborhood, and talk is cheap when the story is good, and the tales grow taller on down the line. But I'm telling you, babe, that I don't think it's true, babe. And even if it is, keep this in mind. You take it on the run, baby, if that's the way you want it, baby. and who heard it from another, you've been messing around.
As you can see, I just love the way he resonated his voice. In that.
I seen him one time, actually, instead of messing around, he used the F word a lot on that.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
yeah. He's a very respectable singer, and he normally would not do that. But I've seen REO Speedwagon many times in many locations in concert.
Yeah.
I've always been a fan of theirs. I followed them from many years ago.
I mean, they're excellent. The thing about it is all their music that they did was just very, very well put together. And
do you know the song Golden Country I was speaking of earlier?
Yep, but we'll play that. We'll play that again. I promise.
Seriously, I love that song. It's my favorite song from them.
Mm-hmm. There's so many I got. It's just like Foreigner too. Foreigner is like one of my biggest all-time.
Oh, I love a lot of Foreigner.
I mean, I think one of my most favorite songs is "I Want to Know What Love Is."
That's a great song. That really is a great song. And it's when it gets to the mushy, lovey type of songs or whatever, I'm not too big in all that. But certain bands did it really well, like Whitesnake.
We ought to play that song. We should.
Yeah.
That actually would be a very good song. Do you remember what album that was off from?
That one of the songs I just got to mention. You remember when he came in the still of the night? Oh
yeah.
My God, that was back in the prime of rock and roll.
Yeah. All right, let's play a little bit. One more song from Foreigner, and then we'll end out the night here. This actually goes out to a good friend of mine, Chris Allen. I'm wondering, he probably does want to know what love is, right?
I've heard the word.
I've gotta take a little time.
Just make sure you listen to the words.
A little time to think things over. I better read between the lines in case I need it when I'm older.
Hold on a minute here, Chris. Before we finish that song, I'm actually going to start that song over again.
What's that?
Because, this song really brought back a little bit of a memory for me, okay? And if you really listen to the song, I mean, really, put your heart and soul into the song.
Well, I do when I sing
Chris,
the song. And when he gets into the vocals,
Chris,
it almost got to the point where you cut it.
You seriously need to listen to the song, because it's almost, if you listen to the words, it's almost like exactly what you're going through right now. There's this guy, he just, he's out there, he just doesn't know what's, and the words, if you listen to it.
I'm a giver, Rob.
Okay,
some people are a taker, and I give love with full everything.
You do. And that's why this song could really be your song. Really, seriously.
I've gotta take a little time to think things over. I better read between the lines in case I need it when I'm older. Mountain I must climb feels like the world upon my shoulder. Through the clouds I see love shine.
As you can see, that's what I'm talking about.
It's a beautiful song.
Oh, it is. And what it does is it's like, when he started out, he says, all my life I've been, heartache and pain. I don't know if I can take it again. And this is a firm believer, and it's not the end of the world for everything that happens. There's no reason to give up on life. And this is why I tell a lot of people out there, when you get in those moments where you feel like there's just no end, well,
you give and you give and you give. I give and I give and I give, and there are people that take and take and take, and there's never enough to satisfy that person.
Well, yeah, but the problem is dude, you never give up. It's just like you said earlier, and this is I'd love to play that over and over and over and over again, because you just kind of need, you need to practice. A lot of people need to practice what they preach. Never give up, and you've never gave up. Don't give up now. I mean, it's just, it's hard. I know it's hard, and it happens to a lot of people. Look at the way our economy is. I mean, look at the way things are right now. Everybody's scared. I mean,
Well, it was pointed out to me, and I'm a religious person, by the way. Some of you may not know that. And somebody told me today, I was like, you know what? I know a person that really, really hates me. I'm like, really? Who's that? Devil. Think about it. You're always out helping people. You're always out promoting people. You're always out doing free concerts to people that need, like a cancer show or a hurt child show. You're doing things to help people, and you'd never ask for a damn dime.
Right.
And certain person that I just mentioned, the name of Satan, does not like a giver. He doesn't like a person that has a good heart.
Well, the thing about it is that does hold some truth behind it. And one of the biggest,
Lucifer was a musician, by the way.
One of the biggest things you have to understand is that out there's this way the things is, and we all have to hold on to our dreams. And it's like with this being everything that we've done and the now everything that we've built, everything that has came into play, it's like everything changes so rapidly. And there's a lot of things that, like, I made a commitment this year. Everybody has a New Year's resolution, and my resolution is that I'm gonna grow. I'm not backing down. I'm not giving up. I'm going to continue to move forward, and this year's going to be better. Somehow, I'm going to make this year better, okay? Because I'm tired of struggle, and I know you're tired of struggling. So, this year has to be the better year. We just have to make it that way.
By the way, I'm trying to line up one of my buddies of mine who lives in the area to get him on the show. Yeah. You hear me every now and then, especially at Monsters Theater, sing one of his songs or just a few lyric lines of his song. A buddy of mine who I met at the Capitol, right. John Lilly. Yeah. And if you want to look him up, I'll tell you about him in a second. His website is johnlillymusic.com. That's JOHNLILLY music.com. He has a song that, for all you Bigfoot levitating fans out there, Bigfoot stole my baby.
Yeah, I remember.
The guy writes a lot of funny songs, I'm telling you what. You know how Pinkerton Bowder has the funny songs? This guy has some of the greatest, and he's a great musician. He's dynamite.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, I'm talking to him live right now on Facebook. We'll get him on the show.
Yeah, I remember that song. We had it.
Great
here.
guy. Great personality, too. Really funny guy.
Oh, wow. Well, anyway, I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight here on Late Night with Rob and Chris. We really love our fans out there. We want to thank everybody for being so, supportive and, there's we are going to be eventually here. There's been some changes and stuff like that, and we're going to be hoping Chris is going to be taking a little bit of a vacation here. He's going to be on the air. I don't want to scare anybody, but he's definitely going to be busy here coming up. So he's probably going to be kicked down to one time a week. So because he's got a lot of schooling to do and a lot of work ahead of him in the next couple months, right?
Yeah, and school starts up too on next week. Actually, Tuesday school starts up at WVU, and I go full time to college.
Yep.
And I'm in a communication degree, working on a Bachelor of Science.
Yeah, there you go. And so it's going to be kind of hard for him to do 2 shows a week, but we definitely will get him. He's going to be, yes, Monster Theater is going to be starting up. There's just so many things right now happening that we just can't set a date yet. But just they'll know that Monster Theater is going to be coming back on, I think it's going to be Sunday nights, and we will get that back on the air as well.
I told somebody when I started last semester that I needed help with Tudor. Somebody sent me Tudor's biscuits. Wrong kind of Tudor. I mean,
well, anyway,
but it was good. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, man. We'll see you guys Friday. Hopefully.
Hey, Rob.
Friday. Oh, that's right. I don't know if we'll be on the air Friday. So
keep that guitar work up, buddy. Don't ever put it down. You'll get the dexterity back in your fingers. And listeners out there, support your local artist.
Yeah.
Be safe, everybody. We love you.
Yeah. All right, man. We'll see you guys later. Thanks a lot.
You're listening to GHTR, Nationwide Podcast Radio, www.ghtalkradio.com.